Sweden did not fight the world wars. It declared neutrality. It hasn't fought a war in 200 years. But is Sweden going to war now? The answer is yes if you believe the country's top defense officials. They have issued a warning that war could come to Sweden and that the residents must be prepared. The announcement has left citizens spooked. They're overwhelming hotlines, panic buying food, looking up bomb shelters and slamming the government. So is Sweden really going to war, or is this just fear-mongering? And how will a country that hasn't seen conflict in 2 centuries deal with it? Our next report tells you.
On January 8th, Sweden's top defense official had an ominous warning. He said there could be war in Sweden. Carlos Cobolen's statement left the audience stunned. A new warning came just days later. It was from Sweden's military chief, a man named Mikael Biden. He says all Swedes must be mentally prepared for it. In 2022, war came to the borders of Europe. Russia invaded Ukraine. 695 days later, the conflict brews on. It left the Nordic nations spooked, given their close proximity to Russia. So they opted to join the military alliance NATO. Finland became a member last year. Sweden could this year, and it hoped that would be enough. After all, Sweden hasn't been militarily aligned for the last 200 years. So it was a tough choice, but a necessary one for the country. But its NATO bid is stuck. It hasn't been approved yet. Sweden needs a green light both from Turkey and Hungary. So it could take some time. But the warning from the defense officials has left the country spooked. There's panic buying and frightened children, and a fierce debate over fear-mongering. Helplines in the country are overwhelmed. They have children calling and asking the same question. Will we be going to war soon? Searches for bomb shelters are up by 3,500%. Citizens are also downloading this booklet. It's called If Crisis or War Comes. It was issued during World War II. It was reissued when Russia invaded Crimea. And now citizens suddenly want it. Downloads are up by 900%. The country is also restarting its compulsory civic duty. It's a form of national service. It was abandoned after the Cold War, but now it's back. Citizens will be trained in emergency services and electricity provision. Plus, the military has changed. Not everyone is required to join the army, but a small proportion of the population will be called every year, around 100,000 of them. Does that mean Sweden is really going to war? Well, since the Ukraine war, the situation has been tense. The NATO bid made it even more volatile. Last year, Sweden arrested several people. They were accused of spying for Russia. The country has also witnessed...
Sweden did not fight the world wars. It declared neutrality. It hasn't fought a war in 200 years. But is Sweden going to war now?